Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Vivian Reed. Now, before we get on with the getting on, I want you to please subscribe and to please like. And as I always say nice things. We like nice comments. All right, today we are dealing with a wonderful, wonderful person, a wonderful woman who is thoroughly ensconced in this business. She is the artistic producer of Amos Musical Theater, and she has been there for years doing great things. I'm just going to introduce her now, and then we can talk more about the Amos Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Donna Trinkoff. How you doing, Donna?
I'm doing great. How are you, Vivian?
I am doing fine. And you know, I just want to tell the viewers that for me personally, Amos goes all the way back to, especially when I used to call it, and when a lot of people called it the Amos Repertory Theater, and I'm sure they still say that occasionally today. But the show that I did on Broadway, one of the shows that I did on Broadway, Bubbling Brown Sugar, actually started at the Amos Repertory Theater, and it was founded by Rosetta Lenoir. And to you, Donna, you have done such an incredible job down through the years. So tell us, Donna, what is Amos all about?
Well, Amos Musical Theater, they changed the name many years ago because all of the shows that we do at Amos are musicals. Yes. And we create, develop, and produce, and they all either have multi-ethnic casts or deal with ethnic themes. And that could be anything from African American to Asian American to gay, to women's issues, any kind of situation where somebody extraordinary whose voice needs to be heard. So we do those musicals, and we also have training programs, musical training programs for young people, both in school and after school.
Okay, so Donna, let's talk about that for a minute. With a young person who maybe their parents notice that they are gifted, talented, good singers, maybe they move well, and maybe perhaps they could possibly have a career in the arts. How do they go about becoming involved with Amos? What's the procedure?
Well, we have casting calls for various shows. So, you know, an actor or actress can submit their headshot and resume. Our training program, if you're still in high school, our program's for 12 to 18-year-olds. So it's a really good way to learn your craft, because can't emphasize enough how important it is to know your voice, your body, to understand the history. You know, you have to become a real student of theater to become a good actor.
Now,
so that's the way.
When you say learn your craft, are there dancing classes as well?
We have dancing, singing, and acting classes for the teenagers. For the professional actors, you know, the training really never stops. You know, yes. Even as a professional, you continue your voice lessons, you continue your dance classes. Perhaps you go to an acting teacher and work on your scene work or monologues. It's always about, I always compare it to being an athlete. You have to really build your muscles, you know, yes, to be a good athlete and to be a good actor.
Well, what's the youngest? Let's talk about how young.
12 years old.
12 years, you will not take under that. They have to be 12
years old. No, we don't usually work with younger kids, but sometimes in the schools we will. If the school reaches out to us and says, we would like a program, for instance, we have a wonderful program called the Broadway Challenge, where we work with, say, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and we teach them about the history of musical theater, and they learn different numbers and about the writers who are behind those numbers.
Okay, Donna, so during this early part of their lives, when they're embarking on maybe a possible career in show business, and they're doing their musical training, their dancing, their acting, all of this, at the same time, do you instill in them the importance of good work ethics?
Absolutely. It's very important. I mean, one of the tenets of being in the theater is being on time is actually being early. So
The only
right?
reason why I laugh is because in so many of the conversations, this has been said. If a rehearsal starts at 10 a.m. and you get there at 10, you're late.
That's exactly right. It's all about, I've always felt it's about being the best you can be. It's not a competition. It's not a comparison show. It's about you fulfilling the best person you can be. So, I mean, when you commit to something, you commit to it 110%. You do it with your whole heart. Otherwise, you don't do it. You're all in. And, the wonderful thing about theater and why, for instance, the Rosetta Lenoir Musical Theater Academy, our training program is so wonderful, is we form a company. And that company is also a family. So everybody is there supporting each other. And, they often say that good acting is listening. So you listen to other actors and you support them and you give them everything, even when you're not talking, for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And out of that, amos means you love in Latin. And out of that comes love and respect. So we respect one another and we work together and we bring our best game to the table. And out of that comes the good work.
Okay, so before we leave this part of it in terms of being young and becoming involved with amos, how do parents, you say they should submit to the website or where?
Yeah, we have a registration on the website. We're putting it up again because we start in October, and we take it. You don't have to have any prior experience. All we ask is that you have a willing heart, and you're ready to do everything. And we were talking a little bit earlier. The other aspect of somebody who is going to succeed is somebody who says yes.
Yeah.
Say yes to the experience. Try it. I went to the Eugene O'Neill Theater Center when I was a senior in college, to the commercial, not the commercial, to CTI, it was called. Mm-hmm. And they encouraged you to try whatever you wanted to try. And it didn't matter if you fell on your face. You got up and you tried again, because that's how you learn. You learn by taking chances. And we weren't even allowed to clap for one another because we weren't there to judge one another. We were there just to support. And I learned so much there. It was a really good program. And that's the same kind of values that we instill in the academy. We just want you to do your best. And like I said, you don't have to have any experience. You'll gain experience.
Yes, you will gain experience. Okay, so let's get to adulthood. Because it really is, and I understand somebody young coming into the business who really is, perhaps they just graduated from college, or they're maybe around 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. Maybe they didn't go to college, but they feel that they have something to offer. Is it the same procedure if they're coming at that age to be able to submit, like for productions, if they see something or they check in at the website to see what's there?
Well, you can submit your resume to us and we'll keep it on file.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just in general, because, a lot of young people, I know they're doing a lot of showcases for the various universities, and sometimes they pick up an agent and sometimes they don't. So, we always, when we have auditions, we see the union actors, but we always have time to see the non-union actors. And especially for young folks, it gives them an opportunity to be seen. And although I know that the union has just changed its rules, but I don't encourage young actors to necessarily join the union too fast, because you need to gain experience. But that said, when we did our show 2 years ago of Romeo and Bernadette, we hired 3 actors right out of college, right out of training programs. and they got their break off Broadway. It was a wonderful thing. So, don't be afraid to go out there and put your best foot forward. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and the reason why I bring that up about young people just coming out of college, there's a thing that's going on where, and it's going on sort of kind of across the United States, where they want to call, I'm talking about the young people, where they want to call the shots in these colleges, tell the professors what they will and will not do, and the kinds of musicals that they want to do, that they demand to do. And my whole thought is, in college, you should be soaking up as much as you can, as many different varieties of musicals, plays, whatever, as you can, because even though a particular musical that you might be cast for may not be maybe exactly for you, it's the experience that you get every time you hit the stage. That's why I tell, with me personally, after Juilliard, I mean, I was doing mostly nightclubs and recording then, but I remember picking up those trade papers and just going up for as much stuff as I could just to get the experience, because I don't think, how could it possibly work for you if you want to dictate what you will and will not do in a learning environment? The thing is for you to soak up as much as you can so that you are ready when you do get out into the professional world. You're ready. Well, maybe not ready, but at least you have a foot in the door. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think you stated it really well, Vivian. It's true. What do you know yet of the world when you're only 18 years old? You need to, like you said, soak it up, learn, experiment. Variety will teach you, I mean, I will tell you, there are some actors who come in to audition for us and they don't understand the certain, how can I say this? Camp. How are you camp? What's irony? There's a lot of different methods to different plays, and you need to understand how you act for each of them. You know what I'm saying? So that you learn by trying different kinds of theater. Absolutely.
I always, personally, I welcome non-traditional casting. When I go into something like, okay, let's use me for an example. When the New Jersey Shakespeare Theater called me to do Madame Pernelle in Tartuffe. It's an all-white cast, and I'm playing the grandmother. But it was non-traditional casting, and I absolutely loved it. So I welcome those kinds of situations. I wish there could be more non-traditional casting, and I think we're kind of heading toward that slowly.
We're definitely heading. I think Rosetta set the bar for that.
Yes.
And the word I was looking for before is styles. There's different styles of acting. Comedy, drama, farce. Farce is a big one. You have to know how to play a farce.
Yes.
It's not camp. It's not realistic, but it's enhanced.
Okay,
and you get that experience by doing it.
Okay, but stop right there. Let's just say they didn't have a clue what this was, but a director wants to hire them because they show talent. So now they get into a situation and they have to do this. I don't see what an actor gains by saying, no, I don't want to do that. Don't know that. And I don't care to do that. Okay, you don't know it, but you can learn it. You can learn what that is all about. But when
it's nice.
Put up a wall because you simply don't want to learn. I just can't see how that person can function in show business, period.
No, you can't. You can't. You have to be ready to take on all comers. You know what I mean? And then what you do is, if you don't know it, you do your homework.
Oh my God.
You read the genre, you read more shows that you read them, you watch videos, you watch actors doing those, you learn how to do it. The reason I became an actor before I became a producer was because I love the variety.
Mm-hmm.
I love trying all different kinds of stuff. It was nice to get away from being me all the time. You know?
I will just say to you young people watching, or even older people, as I always say, who just need guidance, don't close your mind to what this business has to offer. It will make you a better actor, a better performer. I just say better performer all around, because you will be able to, within reason, to be able to fit into most situations, and people will want to hire you because you can deliver. Because I'm going to tell you, and this has been spoken of, Donna, so many times, when you go into these auditions, if you think that casting directors and artistic directors, producers, anyone sitting behind the table cannot pick up on your attitude, because you've already gone to that audition and it's already fixed in your mind what you will and will not do. They pick up on that, and 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the job. Speak on that, Donna.
The audition begins the moment you step in the room.
Step in the room.
And you might have been kept waiting a long time. Yep. You might have had a bad day. You might have gotten stuck in the subway. You have to leave all of that behind you, and you have to come in with your best foot forward, with your best face. You have to be happy to be there.
Yes.
And what anybody's looking, first of all, I always say the actors are helping the casting directors, because they want to hire you. They don't want to go looking all day and all night. They want to find the right person for that role. So you've got to give it your all. Be positive, be nice to the accompanist, thank them, just be a good person. And if you're a good person, that's the kind of person we want in the room. Because there's a lot of people often in a show in the room, and it can take just one bad apple to kind of set everybody off. So, after so many years of doing this, I have good radar for that for the most part. Yeah, and we just want not only somebody who's really talented, but somebody who's really nice and kind, right?
And who wants to get along, because like Donna said, like you said, Donna, it takes just one bad apple to ruin a cast of performers, just one, and so you want to be nice. But here's the bottom line. I think before you even think about this business, before you even think about it, Lord have mercy, you better love it. Lord, you have got to love it. You have got to have a passion for it, because it is a rough business. Mm. It's rough, filled with no, perhaps, maybe you don't get a call back. Maybe you get all the way to the end after 4 callbacks and you don't get it. There's a lot of rejection. So you have to be ready for what this business is. But I always tell everybody, Donna, Lord, when this business works, there is nothing like it. There's nothing I would rather do. Nothing. I don't know about you, Donna, but I absolutely love show business, every aspect of it.
Well, you are a consummate performer, Vivian, and you've got a work ethic. No, I've Vivian and I have worked together a couple of times now, and I mean, I love her. She's everything I'm talking about, 110%, totally dedicated to what she's doing, totally in the moment, brings her game. And, but I know it's a rough business, like you said, and my heart goes out to a lot of people, especially when they are so close, but it just might be like, all right, well, we already have a tall person in the show and we need a shorter person. And it had nothing to do with how wonderful you were.
Stop right there.
Are.
Stop right there. I want you to re-emphasize that because I have brought this up in other conversations. Explain to them about the audition process. It all boils down to type. What are the people looking for? What is the director looking for? What is the choreographer looking for? Please explain that more in detail, that it really is about type and not to take it too personally.
It's hard because you don't want to take it personally. And sometimes they'll even cast against type, but
Yes.
But you have to, they're casting a whole show. So it just might be that you're not fitting right with the person who you're supposed to be opposite to, but it has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with the overall look of the cast and how everybody fits together, and also you might be next in line. If that person that they do hire or we do hire can't do it, or the show continues, you're going to be kept in that pile and saying, oh, remember so-and-so? They were so wonderful. We just couldn't use them that time. But now let's give them a call, So it's so hard because it's you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your body, your voice, your absolute passion out there. And I get it. But it's not personal, and you have to try to not take it personally and just, kind of, it's a business. And they always say it's a business of numbers, You just keep at it, and something's gonna click, right?
Yes, and you're absolutely right. You have to keep working at it. If you're taking class, keep taking your dance classes. Just keep working on really working on your craft to make it as wonderful as it can possibly be, so that when that time comes and you walk into that room, because I have said this before and I will continue to say it, when you get sides and you get songs, especially maybe it's original material, and you don't have the benefit of the script, that means it is incumbent upon you to look at those sides, to look at that dialogue, monologue, whatever it is, to look at the lyrics of that song and make a choice, make a decision, give it a backstory. Mm-hmm. Understand what those lyrics are saying to you. Understand what that monologue is all about, or if it's dialogue that's going to be with another person. Understand, because you have not read the script. You don't know where it's coming from, where it's going. So in your mind, inside of you, the actor, you have to make a decision. And then it could be totally opposite of what the director saw. But here again, like I've said before, you can't call a director up and say, okay, I'm coming in tomorrow. What do you have in mind? No, that's not going to happen. So you have to be convincing in the choices that you have made. And you may even turn the director around, thinking about it in another way that they hadn't even thought about. But you have to be that convincing when you, like Donna said, from the minute you walk into that room, with the way you walk, the way you are dressed. Lord, Donna.
Oh, let's
talk about dress.
Let's talk about dress. All right. So this is something I was thinking about. So let's talk about dress. And let's talk about the material as well. If you're coming in for, a contemporary pop musical, you're not going to do anybody a favor by singing opera. You have to know what you're auditioning for and tailor your audition so that it fits the music, so it fits the style, as I said. And yes, dress in a way that is suitable for the show. I think what Vivian is referring to is, and we've had that instance before where people have, and I'll come right out and say it, people have leaned over to talk to the accompanist, and we're just like going, oh my goodness. You have to dress appropriately, right?
Skirts too short, too much cleavage down the hair, all of that. You don't want You don't want the people auditioning you to focus on anything but your talent and what you have to offer. Because jewelry, don't be coming in with all these bangles, making noise. Keep it simple. I say no jewelry. Little studs on your ears. If you want a little bracelet, there's a little bracelet. That's it. Keep it simple. Keep your dress simple. Keep it appropriate.
Again, if you're auditioning for a light comedy, you're not going to sing Gethsemane from Jesus Christ Superstar. No. I've seen that happen before.
Oh yeah,
it's inappropriate. It doesn't tell us anything about how you can do this or what we're going to be able to, how we're going to be able to use you for this part. So it takes a little homework. Find out what you can. Find out what the style is. And usually the breakdowns are very specific about what they're asking for, yes. We want something Rodgers and Hammerstein or classic musical theater or, Bruce Springsteen rock and roll or, it'll be specific. Don't ignore that. Try to tailor your audition so that you can help us behind the table to find you to be the right person for the part.
And also
right?
don't I would not get it so fixated in your mind that whatever choice you have made in delivering your material, that if a director says, and they can say, it's their right to say however they want to see that particular scene or see maybe how you're singing your song, be able to change to do what that director would like to see. It doesn't mean that he has disliked what you did or the choice you made, but he wants to see it in a different way. Don't be so fixed that, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. That's not the way I planned it.
Well, and sometimes I've seen this too. You've rehearsed your number so much and you've just got it down. This is how you do it, right? But then the director will say, hey, I'd like to hear it done this way, like you're angry with somebody, for instance. And sometimes it's very hard to kind of change in midstream and just mix it up and do something different, but try it, try to get out of what you're accustomed to doing. You don't want to be so rehearsed that it's going to be coming out, cookie cutter every time, right?
Yes. All right. Makeup. Come on, Donna.
Makeup. Well, you're a good person to talk about makeup.
Okay. Guys, be careful with your makeup. Be careful. Here again, you can upstage yourself with too much makeup. Big, juicy red lips, eyelashes out to here, all black on your eye. Please don't do that. We're not saying not to wear makeup, but just keep it simple, because certainly you're going to have to do it. Wear makeup in the show. So we're not saying not to wear makeup, but just remember to keep it simple. Okay, Donna, before we close this off, this has been just really, really wonderful. Let's talk about writers, original pieces. Say someone has written this wonderful musical and they want to look at a Moss perhaps as trying to put it on. How do they go about this?
Well, we have an open submission policy. It does take us some time sometimes to get to it and read it, but we'll read it. You need to, a writer would need to submit the script. And I think it's very beneficial to have recordings of the songs so that, they can be played and listened to. If you don't have the music recorded, it's kind of difficult because as well as it might be written, if there's not good music, then you don't have a musical. So, all the parts have to kind of meld together. So that takes a little time. And it's, there's so many good recording methods now in our own homes even. So, but take that time to do a good recording with somebody who sings it well. I know a lot of writers sing it themselves and they sing well, but some writers, they don't sing so well.
I know. I've been in, I'm not going to even say what I was getting ready to say, but yes.
You know what I'm saying.
Need to be left to the writing and let singers who do this for a living, let them take care of delivering the song, the
Right.
wonderful song that you have
Right.
written. Any parting words, Donna?
Oh gosh, I this last year has been tough, and my heart really went out to the graduating students last year, because this is never an easy business at any time. And when you're just ready to jump out of that starting gate, and everybody, I mean, it wasn't just you, everybody had to put on the brakes. But it is starting to open up, and there are opportunities that are going to be, increasing. I have to say, for young people, there's a lot more shows out there that utilize people of, in their early 20s and even teens than they did when I was coming up in the business, So there is a lot of opportunity, and just, be strong, keep your faith. It is a wonderful business when you get to be on that stage. It really is.
Donna, what's the website?
It's www.amasmusical.org, amasmusical.org. And I have to also, shout out to you, Vivian, because you were one of the first people at Amos who really hit your stride. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Bubbling Brown Sugar was a worldwide hit.
Yes.
And Vivian was a cause celebre. She was something to behold. And I don't think you've slowed down since.
No, I have not. And I think because I tell my students, love your gift, love your voice, love yourself. Mm-hmm. Being in this business doesn't matter your size. None of that matters. You coming into this business, love what you have to offer. When you love it and you nourish it and you cherish it and you work at it, I think they will love it. But you have to love it first. You have to love it, and it will exude from you. I mean, because I love my voice. I love this business. I love working with other performers who are talented and who have wonderful work ethics. That gives me joy. And that's what I think you want to look for in this business, is the joy of this business. I love the rehearsal process. Donna, when they we're doing musicals and it's time to take a break, because by equity, I think you get a 10-minute break every hour and a half. I can't remember what it was, but it's 10 minutes. I want to keep going. I mean, you can't, because we got to take the break. But I just love this business so much. And I want you viewers who are interested, if you're in the business, great. If you're just coming into the business, I want you to have this. I want you to know that this business is special. It's so special in so many ways. But when it works, there is just nothing like it. Donna Trinkoff, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And to you viewers watching this video, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like. Say goodbye, Donna. Bye.
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 Wishing you all the best.